What's up? It's Artisan MC. It is about 2:30 in the morning, and I have finished watching Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes 1 and 2. And I'm going to give you my reaction. And as you can see from the decor, I'm on call at work. So it's my last night for this week. So I was up late anyway. So what can I say about this episode or these two episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Props to Deborah Chow for getting some of these people back to play these roles. Now I know it's early; most people are not up as late as I am to watch this new, but props to Deborah Chow so far. 2 episodes out of I believe is 8 to 10. Not bad. There was enough in there to fill my nostalgia, and there was enough in there to lead me into some news story, and there was enough in there to get me interested in seeing an episode 3, which I am. Um, Props to Ewan McGregor for coming back and reprising this role. Um, I'm really curious about the older Obi-Wan Kenobi, the in between the Alec Guinness years and the Phantom Menace, the prequel years. I'm really curious about how that character shakes out. For what I saw in episode 1, and I'll just try to take it, one for one. For what I saw in episode 1, you're really getting an understanding of how low key and off the grid Obi-Wan Kenobi is really trying to be. And that you're seeing the toll 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. You're seeing the toll that it's taken on him a bit. In some ways, he almost seems broken. And if not broken, I'd say just really disheartened with how the galaxy has gone and what he failed to do and the things that still haunt him in his mind. Now, I was really curious to see how Ewan McGregor approached this character after so long in between um, episode 1 and episode 3, which is the last time he played the character, and now. And I'm getting a little something different from him. And I think it's because he's older as well. So it plays a little differently how he's carrying the character. Um, the introduction of the Inquisitors in this is interesting to speak, but I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not feeling Reva. I'm not feeling Reva. And the reason I'm not feeling Reva is because you'll see it in there. She's trying to act way too masculine, way tougher than she should actually be. It is way masculine. It is not a flattering look for sisters. I don't know who might have thought that was diversity done right, but no, no. And I can tell you that after 2 episodes, I'm not liking Reva. I'm not. And maybe that's the point. Maybe I'm not supposed to like Reva, right? But as the only named black woman in this, the third sister, so to speak, this shit looks like she's just a gynocrat. It's just like she's a gynocrat. She is the hands, the uncontrollable hand for white supremacy, if you want to think of it that way, because most of the other Grand Inquisitors got all white faces. And she out there trying to be tougher than them. And she third in line or so. And they remind her of that fact too. And I can tell you guys, there's a line that the Grand Inquisitor gives, because you know me, I don't want to spoil too much. But there's a line that the Grand Inquisitor gives in episode 2, which is a very telling line. Very telling. That sounds like, you know, the gut check or the nut check, so to speak, from white supremacy to a B-dub. That's what it sounds like. It sounds just like the shit. Like if they had their druthers, what they would really tell you, who you are and what you're about. And she is not doing nothing but living up to that. That's it. So beyond that, I don't have anything against the actress. It's a role. The part comes up to be in Star Wars. Why the fuck wouldn't you take it? But this character, 2 episodes is not endearing it to me. And I'm waiting to see her get fucking cut in half. Just what it is. Just what it is. I'm not liking this character at all. She way too hot headed and reactionary. Only thing missing from her is about 300 pounds. Only thing missing. Well, maybe 200 pounds. I'm guessing she's probably 100 pounds. You saw young Luke in the trailer, but something I don't think most people actually thought about that you see in this is young Leia. And that's not a spoiler, I wouldn't think. And young Leia for me is fun. She's fun. Spunky. Oh, excuse me. Too much running around. Too much slow running that makes you think that it's supposed to be fast, but it's like this girl is slow as shit. This little girl is slow as shit. She's slow as shit. But I know that's some real acting right there to pretend like you couldn't catch this little heifer running anywhere. She's too slow. She don't even run right. Like that was the only part that's bothered me about that. Outside of her being fun, that's the part that's bothering me. She's slow as shit, and they're trying to make believe like she's fast. She's slow. I can see it on screen. I didn't have to run track to figure that out. She's slow as shit. Should have caught her. So that's bothering me, but she's fun. She's fun. Um, what else is cool? Some of what you see in those 2 episodes is basically Jedi fighting arts. Now, it's nothing but martial arts because you have to give them something if in two episodes, a person that you know is a Jedi is trying to hide out and be low key, which means, excuse me, there won't be a bunch of lightsabers popping out all over the place. They'll try to be low key. So you get to see Obi-Wan using some of his fighting skills because Jedi's do know fighting skills. They do. It's not just saber combat. Okay. So it's really interesting to finally see some of that on film, as it were. To see that Jedi's are capable of defending themselves with or without a lightsaber, which is important to me because you have to understand that these people train from a young age to become Jedi Knights and all the rest of that, right? And training like that means that it's not just saber combat. It has to be something else. You have to be more formidable than just, I'm a badass because I can hold a saber. It has to be something else. So I'm liking that. Out of the 2 worlds they've been to now, interesting. Interesting. I'm into more of the story with the Inquisitors. I want to know what's going on with them more. And where Deborah Chow leaves these 2 episodes is a good spot. That was 2 good leaves. 2 good harking you back to see more leaves. Leaves. I'm fine with that. As far as Deborah Chow's direction, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's not what people were expecting, like over feminist. There's women in it, but they're in it for a purpose. Put it that way, if I can say that they're in it for a purpose. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm liking the fact that there are a lot of creatures in this. And to me, that's like getting back to Star Wars' roots, which is having a crap load of creatures in the scenes, in the frame and stuff. It's kind of what I want to see in interstellar space travel, how people get around in this world. That's interesting to me. I got to see some of that. Um, some of the stuff with Obi-Wan can hit an emotional level with you if you're there in the story. But I find myself really trying to get into what Obi-Wan's story is right now and being interested in that interplay between telling me what the story is or letting the story unfold in front of me and what my mind is trying to deduce and figure out all at the same time because I can't stop that. It's going to do it regardless. But I am enjoying it for episode one and episode two. I enjoyed most of it. Were there parts that I didn't enjoy? Like I said, the little girl running, I didn't enjoy that shit. Um, Cameos, I did enjoy. And some clever things that Deborah Chow was doing in the scene that happened, but they're supposed to be played kind of innocuous, right? To me, it's a good leaving of breadcrumbs that it's going to come into play later on. I believe that it's going to come into play later on. So I'll be waiting to see if that's what happens. Um, Other than that, you do get a sense for where Obi-Wan is, where he is in his life, where he is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. What is his life like? How does he deal with his life? And you see that he has nightmares. Still, 10 years later, he still has nightmares about all the shit that went on and having the high ground on Anakin and doing what he had to do to Anakin. It still bothers him. He's still dealing with that shit. So, oh, that's it. I'm enjoying it. I will be looking forward to seeing episode three because some things should spark off, and I have to go back and check what's the actual episode number on this. I want to say it's 10, but I'll double check to make sure, especially before Sunday. Sunday I'll be talking about it because by that time everybody should have at least seen those two episodes. Um, it's Friday. Top Gun 2 is out, so I have to go to the movies to see that. But couldn't go tonight, but tomorrow night I'll probably catch up on it. But I was looking forward to seeing Kenobi, and for what I saw of Kenobi, I was not disappointed. Wasn't overwhelmed, but I wasn't disappointed at all. I liked what I saw. And mind you, this is because this is the first 2 hours. If you want to put it into context, this is the first movie in a trilogy. It's the first movie in a trilogy. So it'll have stuff to lead you, but it's happening slower than the first movie in the trilogy because it is a television show. So they're going to stretch it out a little bit more. So it's all the establishment of who these characters are, establishment of these places, establishment of some of the lines and plots that are going through this, and where they will pay off later. So I'm liking that. Like I said, I wasn't disappointed in Deborah Chow so far, and I'm willing to give her some line or some leeway to do something interesting with this Kenobi show and show me something that makes it either really good for me or really bad for me, because I think Star Wars fans need this to be good. They do. With everything that's going on and how mixed the reviews or results on Book of Boba Fett were, they really need this show to be good. And so far, I like it. So shout out to Deborah Chow, Ewan McGregor, and everybody else for being involved in this. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here so I can actually get some sleep before I start my next shift. So like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.